I would never have the guts to say that to a man in public. Like, I could never.
Like, this is why my father never loved you.
Right.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Two Latin Brothers podcast, the podcast where we talk about entertainment and our life, brought to you as a day-by-day comedy podcast. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And I don't know why I was looking at you intensely. I was hoping for something.
Okay, look, I need you to raise your pop filter ever so slightly.
Raising.
I need you to do that because it drives me crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm editing, I'm like, if I could just lift this pop filter.
Yeah. So going into today's topic, we're going to be talking about how we got haircuts. It's been months. We've had piles upon piles of fluff hanging over our heads. You guys have witnessed it too. Don't lie.
The mess that was our hair.
The mess that was on top of my resting head.
Okay, so like, wait. If we're gonna talk about this, because this is news to me.
This is news to you.
You prepared all this. I'm unaware.
Uh-huh.
So we had planned to get a haircut.
Yes.
I want to say like 3 weeks ago.
Like a month ago.
Somewhere in the ball. No, I want to be like realistic. Like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
We had planned to go get haircuts, and then something happened that it didn't fall through.
Every time we'd say we're gonna go get one, we'd forget or we wouldn't.
Something just kept coming up. Like every weekend, something was happening.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't
do it.
Yeah.
Not possible for me.
Anyway, we have like a barber, and so. Hey man,
as some do.
I mean, hey, some people don't have a guy,
Yeah, well, sucks to be you.
Some people go to a salon. Some people, they go to.
If you go to a salon, some people still have a person.
Some people have a family member.
That too.
Right. So so it really depends on
I mean, that's kind of your person. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I guess, but you know what I mean. Like it's different because it's family.
Family. Yeah. Let's not get into
that. The power of family. No, okay. Yeah. So, no, but it was funny because we got there and we were like, I wonder if we showed up like really late in the evening, or like, we don't even know if he's open still.
We were unsure if there was even going to be like a slot for him to take us in.
Right.
We walk in and he's like, anytime for you guys.
Yeah, I found that kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I found it funny. I found it interesting because I'm like, wow, we have that kind of rapport with him.
Yeah.
It's like, I see.
I felt like a VIP for once.
For once, you felt like
I felt like a VIP. It was nice though. So he gave us a fresh cut. Although the volume in my hair is a little flat.
I mean, it's funny because like there
were so many different things.
No, but look,
we also planned for that day.
Yes, that was a very busy day.
I needed to go get some pants tailored. Because, I'm a short guy.
Right.
To not confuse the masses. No, I'm not some beautiful looking 6 foot. No, I'm like 5'4".
If you could see his feet dangling off this couch right now.
If you guys could see my feet dangling and swaying, I think all of you would have a good chuckle.
And no, what was it? I was going to say something about sitting in the chair.
Yes.
Okay, when you get to the
we get to the chair.
When you get to the you get in the chair and they go, "So how would you like your haircut?"
Yeah.
Right. I used to have like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I just go, I just need it short. Like, because he knows already. Like, I don't even need to explain it to him anymore. It's just like, I just need it short.
Got you.
And then he's like, he just smiles at me. He's like, I got you.
Yeah. So
it's like, it's one of those things where like over the years, you build this sort of relationship with people.
Yeah.
And it's nice too, because it's one of those things where like, they know you engage and all that. And it's like.
But then there's like the little talk, the barber talk.
Right. Yes. The barber talk.
So tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Like what's going on in your life right now?
Right.
So then you give a breakdown like, well, this is how society's in shambles.
Yeah.
This is my economical view.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, especially like for me, because he knows what I studied.
Yeah.
He's like every time he asks my perspective on certain things.
Yeah.
And then I'll give him like my semi-professional opinion on it.
Yeah.
He's like, I never really looked at like almost every time. He's like, I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. See, and that's beneficial for him,
right?
For other conversations.
Well, but he's also very into the psychology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's also a rather
He's keen.
Yeah, he's educated, right?
Yeah.
So like it's also interesting because he knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And also because he's been in the city so long.
Oh yeah.
So he knows like the reality of this, like of what's going on.
He knows circumstance.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like it's just interesting to have that kind of conversation with somebody because it's like, yeah, you know, I've been doing this for like so and so year, but like I've been here all my life. I grew up here, so it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is always, you know, interesting.
That it's honestly when you get to the chair. Just when you get to the chair, that's when you know it's game. You're gonna get a fresh cut. Your head's gonna feel a little loose. You're gonna have a good conversation.
Yeah.
It's always, and he's got like a TV running in the back too.
Right.
And it's just like, what was playing Karate Kid?
Yeah.
It's just like, I love this.
Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, Karate Kid 2.
Because the first one had just had finished. And just, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Right. Well, the thing too is the way he has the chair.
Yeah.
Like if you like you tilt your head like a millimeter to the left.
Yeah.
You can see the TV in the reflection of the mirror.
Not even if you just like turn your eyes in that direction.
You can see the
TV.
The TV in the reflection.
Yeah.
Which is obviously, you know, it's great. I mean, last time we were in there, I think it was Terminator that was playing. Like,
yeah.
It's like some of the Terminator. It's like it's just like
I'll be back, and then that was it.
Yeah, you know, like
I was sold. I was sold in the chair.
It's something about that whole environment.
Yeah.
You know,
the whole atmosphere of a barbershop.
Yeah.
Is one with a man.
Is one with a man.
Is one.
No,
with a
I
man.
think there is something to be said about the level of hospitality that is put into that craft.
Yeah. Well, imagine this. The first few times we went to him, we walked right in. He's like, we got free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You guys can hook it up. There's password.
Yeah.
He's like, we also got a coffee machine. So if you want to make yourself coffee, go ahead. Oh, we got the TV going. If you don't like the movie, we can change the channel. Like, oh,
yeah.
What is this?
Right. Yeah.
I came here for a haircut, and my guy's like, would you like a spa?
Yeah. Like, it's a whole thing, right? And it's obviously, there's a lot to be said.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And I love it. It's like, and at the end of it, I get candy.
Yeah, he gives you a popsicle at the end of every visit.
Popsicle. It's just like for a fresh cut. Here
you know, there's something about that. Like you feel
it's
like
so rewarding.
I feel like a little kid again after I went to like the doctor. I went to the dentist or something. Like you get a little prize at the end.
Yeah, it's like I did my task.
It's
even
like,
though he did his task.
He did his job.
And he's rewarding me for doing his task.
Well, I mean, it's also because like you got to leave a good tip, right? So it's like,
yeah.
You know, there's also that, but it is fun.
Imagine that's how it works. No good tip, no popsicle for you.
That'd be pretty funny.
Like that's how you know you're on his good side. It's like, no popsicle? Sorry, man, you didn't do nice this time.
you gave me a $4 tip. What is this?
Well, like I took time.
You think it's easy to make you look this good?
Yeah, honestly,
it's like that. Have you seen that? Have you seen that TikTok about the guy who he says that like when this girl goes, I'm the first thing in your life, right? He's like, you're like third at best. And she goes, what? He's like, my mother's first.
Yeah.
She goes, so then I'm second.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, no, my barber's second.
Yeah.
And she goes, what? And he goes, yeah, my barber's. You think I look this fresh for you? It's because of him. Yeah. Think I got all this confidence from you? No, it's him.
I'm trying to remember that content creator's name.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great clip.
He has a whole bunch of bits like that.
Yeah.
It's great, though.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you think my barber, he's like, do you want me to feel good? He's just like, do you want me to feel better about myself? He gives me all that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and you're saying I don't give you that? No. Stress me out. Yeah. I love that clip. I almost want to link it down below if I find it. It's
just gonna look for it, and then we're gonna link it down below.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about those sorts of those interactions, right?
Yeah.
Because it's true.
It's true. Some people do have that kind of relationship with their barbers. I've met these people. I mean, I wouldn't say we're that or to that extent.
Right,
where,
of
like,
course.
He's like right after mother. Like,
I like to think I come after your mother or your father.
You're somewhere.
Wow,
no,
thanks.
I'm kidding.
No, because I like to think it goes mother, father, then brother, then sister.
I go God, then the rest.
Wow. Just threw me under the bus like.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
Well then, moving on. Okay, so apart from the haircut.
Yes.
You were saying how you were a short dude.
I was what? Oh yes, I am a very short guy.
Because we're all over the place right now. We're just...
well, we're not really all over the place. This continues. This is a continuation of after the barbershop.
Yeah.
Stuff needed to happen. One or two things needed to happen. Number one, clean the car.
Right.
The car needed a fresh clean too.
It's because it's winter and like there's salt everywhere,
so
and it
your
eats
car
away.
gets all like white and like. Yeah.
Well, no, the salt eats away at the metal of the car. So to prevent rust, you wash your car every so often and keep it clean.
Yeah. So that needs to happen. We're with our father. Obviously, same barber. So we go for the haircut. He's like, okay, I heard Victor had some like pants he needed to tailor, so I'm gonna go drop it off at Taylor, and then I'm gonna go get the car cleaned.
Right. So I went with you.
Yeah. So he stayed with me. We pulled the Mission Impossible, rolled out of the vehicle, got to the tailor, and then we're just like, okay, I need these fitted and.
All right. Made. So while you're okay, because you know how you go to Taylor. Okay, why don't you tell your side of what happened while you were in the tailor and what happened, and I'll tell you what happened when I was outside of the tailor.
Okay, well, first off, I was outside of the tailor.
Okay, well,
I get to the front desk. Someone's already there.
Yeah.
She's like dealing with the person. I'm like, hi, hello, I need these, two pants, and she's like, okay, go try them on.
Right.
So I go try them on. I struggle a little bit because it's winter. I got the jacket on. Take off the jacket. Take off. You guys don't need the whole detail.
Right.
But I put on the pants, it's fine. I'm like, I realize before I take off my pants, and this is a really weird story. I know, a guy just talking about taking off his pants. Before I take off my pants, I realize I'm wearing my boots. And these boots, you can't just like flick them off every single time.
Right.
Not until like the end of the day when they look a little loose again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had just put them on, so I'm like, I gotta sit down. So I had to undo my lace. Struggled while doing that. Another customer came in, and two customers came in the time I had to take off my boots. So you can imagine how slow I was. Then I got my two pants on, and she's like, okay, you can come pick them up on Monday. And then I forgot to pick them up on Monday, so I got them Tuesday. And now I'm alive and here and well.
All right, let me tell you my side of what happened. Okay,
Yeah.
so you go in, right?
And there was two shooters. No kidding.
Oh, whoa, that's not how that happened.
It's a video game, right?
No. Can I? If I may? Okay, so you go in, right?
Yeah.
And I hear you. All I hear you sigh. And I was like, it's probably like some, whatever.
Probably
I'm standing in line, right?
Yeah.
And then one of the people who showed up
Mm-hmm.
was a guy, and he's like, "Are you in line?" And I go, no, I'm not in line. And then he's like, so he looks at me like, so why are you just standing outside the tailor for? Like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
So you made yourself look like some kind of weirdo?
No, it's just because like the way he, it's just the way he worded it, right? Maybe if you're like, yeah, I don't know. So like, I just moved off to the side, right?
Dumbfounded you in one swoop.
Yeah, so I'm standing off to the side, right?
Yeah.
And like after this interaction, right? Obviously, so the other person shows up right after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not in the way anymore. Like I'm not in line. It's all good. I pull out my phone. I'm scrolling on like Instagram. Oh, no, I think I'm scrolling on Instagram or something. Yeah. I look up for 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I glance up, and I see this kid run out of because there's a dollar store across from like where it is, because this is in the mall. So this dollar store is like right across from where I'm standing.
Yeah.
And this kid, like, I don't know.
And we'll be right back after this short break. This podcast is brought to you in part by Two Latin Brothers Podcast. You thought there wouldn't be a commercial, but there is. So make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you guys right now.
Right. So I see the kid run out, right?
Yeah.
And he just like bolts towards the escalator.
Yeah.
And at the time, the escalator's out of service.
Yeah.
So he's trying to, and there's obviously, because there's also a train station, like a train station that's like right on the other side of that.
Dollarama so right across from the Taylor, Dollarama, to your right, there is the train station. To your left, escalator up, and a college behind that.
Right. Yes. So I like how you put that into perspective. Anyway, so obviously a train had just come because there's like a bunch of people walking by, right? And they were ahead of this kid who just bolted out of the dollar store, right?
Yeah.
So there's all these people walking up the escalator and people walking down the escalator. Yeah. And he's trying to run up the escalator at the same time. And I'm like, I wonder if he just stole something and he's trying to book it, right?
He's trying to get out of there.
And he's failing at it miserably, right? So he gets like to the escalator.
Yeah.
And he's, I'm honestly like a third up when I see someone from the dollar store like walk out, like
Yeah.
look off into like the distance.
Yeah.
And then they just turn around, and then I see the manager like talk to them or something.
Yeah.
And they're like saying, I can't hear what they're saying because of all the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure she's like, I already called security. So like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
So they just let him go. And I was like, wow, that's...
Well, yeah, because as soon as you're out of the store, store
kinda
security
like
can't do anything.
Yeah, right. But I found that funny that the kid was like scrambling to get up this escalator.
Yeah.
And this guy, like no joke, this guy like just like peered out. I was like, I'm gonna let him go. Like I'm not gonna chase.
Yeah.
I found that so funny for some, I don't know why.
Yeah.
That whole...
It was just the fact that the kid thought he had it.
Yeah.
And then he struggled on the way up.
Yeah. And I was
it's like, I got it. I got it.
You know,
this escalator, people. Oh my God.
You know what's crazy is like, in his mind, he's like, it's over.
Yeah.
When he gets the escalator.
I can just see a kid with a face of defeat.
Yeah.
Like, there's people
on the escalator. This is a bad idea.
This is it.
Right. So it was interesting. And then, I don't know, like I go back to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And like a minute or two later, you walk out.
Nice.
See that very different perspectives.
I was there struggling with my boots.
Yep.
And some kid was struggling at life. And you were observing that life.
I just think that's interesting how sometimes you go about your day.
Yeah.
So many things happen around you.
Like, just think about it. Just imagine how many things happen as soon as you turn a corner.
Of course, right? Yeah.
That's a crazy
I've
thing
had
to
this
think
happen
about.
to me hundreds of times.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I've literally had people be like, yo, did you hear of, like, this one person, like, got beat up around here? And I'm like,
I was there. I was there.
I was there. I literally walked the corner. And I missed it.
No, especially because I used to like be in the downtown area a lot.
Oh yeah,
I used to see stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, for sure. I notice that there's always like small things that happen.
Yeah,
and last semester,
right,
I had a field trip where I had to take photos in downtown.
Right,
and my photography prof, there's like something that happens. And we're all just observing, and then he goes, "Why aren't you guys taking pictures?" We're all just like, "Wait, what?" It's like, guys, these are the greatest shots you guys can take. Like, firemen are coming in, like, come on, they're in action right now. Take the shot. Like, what are you doing?
He's like, guys, you're wasting the moment.
Yeah,
take it in, take the shot.
Yeah, we still have those photos actually.
They're probably somewhere. Anyway,
yeah.
I remember this one time. There was this interaction between this guy, this girl, and they were arguing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were like, I assume they were together or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're arguing and they're screaming at each other. And he's like, and then out of nowhere, like the girl goes, "This is why my father doesn't like you." And then she just storms away. But it's like, it's just right, like in the middle of the street, right? So, and she just storms away. And the person I'm with, she turns and looks at me. She goes, "I would never have the guts to say that to a man in public. Like I could never.
Like, this is why my father never loved you."
Right. Like
so, what? No, you. Oh.
Right. So then the guy just like, he looks heartbroken.
Yeah, he looks that guy is like 1 foot in.
But it was just interesting. I'm like, man, this is the real world.
Yeah. But like the public humiliation, was that really necessary?
I don't even know what they were arguing.
All you know is that
I walked
her
out.
father.
Look, I walked out of a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then I walked like maybe like 10 paces.
Yeah.
And then at the light across the street into the mall, boom, it happened right there.
Yeah. It's like when it's like I love observing without context.
Right.
It can be so funny sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Especially on the bus.
Oh yeah.
I love no context on the bus.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Sometimes you're standing because everyone's crowded. Someone has basically their phone up in your face. So then you see like an awkward text of like, the lamb and the goose are in the tub. And you're like, okay, the lamb and the goose are in the tub. I'm invested. Let's go.
Let's go. What's really funny to me is when a guy's flirting with a girl.
Yeah.
And he's just stumbling through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love those moments. To me, those are the great moments.
Yeah, those are the great moments.
Because and then the thing too is when guys,
man's got no riz.
Yeah, but then there's the other issue where like guys they're trying too hard.
Oh yeah.
And then the girl's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
And then I mean, I won't say I do it every time, but like 9 out of 10. I won't say 9 out of 10. I'll be like, let's a conservative number. 6 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
I will get up and be like, I'll be like, oh, hey, how you been? Long time no see. I thought I saw you, but I wasn't sure if it was you. And then spark a conversation like that, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, he feels uncomfortable now because there's another guy in the picture.
Yeah.
So he'll just walk away, like further to the back of the bus. Yeah. And then the girl will turn, look at me, I'm like, I got you. She's like, thanks.
Yeah, I've done that a few times where, especially when the girl looks uncomfortable. Yeah. And the guy's prying too much and the guy's just like oblivious to any form of like communication.
Obviously.
Like the signals, the faces, the distance, every time they take a step forward. I'm like, dude, read the room. Right. And I just like step in and I'm like, hey, it's been a while. It's always the, hey, it's been a while. Yeah. Because it instantly lets the other guy know, oh, he's a mutual. Yeah. Gotta go away.
That's exactly it. Because the, hey, it's been a while. Yeah. Sounds like, oh, so you know this person.
I've also used, hey, I was looking for you.
I never used that one.
I've used that one.
I don't use that one because then it sounds like, because I don't actually know this person, right? Yeah. It sounds like, it's just like, sometimes I feel like that could make the girl feel worse.
Yeah, that can make the girl feel worse. But it depends on it. You have to read the person, right?
Right. Yeah.
That it works with, right? Because there's some guys that even after, you say, what was the phrase you said? Oh, it's been a while. Yeah. Even after you say it's been a while, obviously it sounds like, you know, they're gonna catch up or something. Yeah. But if I just say I was looking for you, it's because like it was time to go.
This one time, actually, this is a great story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast yet, but this one time, that situation happened. This guy was like talking with this girl at the front of the bus, and he was trying really, really hard to get her number. And then I got on at the back of the bus. Mm-hmm. They got on at the front, and I make my way slowly to the front of the bus. Yeah. I'm like, this poor girl, she's suffering. Yeah. And so I get there, and I go, oh, hey, it's you. And she goes, oh, hey, it's you. And I go, and the guy like turns and looks at me like, obviously, I didn't know who this girl was. Yeah. I had no idea who she was. And so I'm like, how you been? It's been like forever. And she goes, yeah, it's been like forever. And then she goes, so what you been up to? Oh, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm in college now and this. What about you? She goes, oh, you know, I'm in university now. Like, just full on, like, spilling, like, info, right? Yeah. And the guy just turns and looks at me like, what is this?
Well, what just happened? Was I just interrupt? Was I just...
Right, yeah. And then I turn and look at him like, and this is... And she's like, I don't know. I just met him. And then the guy goes, yeah, we just met, yeah. And then it just got really quiet. Yeah. And then like 2 stops later, he got off the bus. Oh, yeah. And then she's like...
Yeah, because some guys, as soon as they get intimidated by the approach, just any approach from anyone else. It doesn't have to be a guy. Yeah. Just from any approach from anybody, and all of a sudden their whole equilibrium is lopsided. They don't know what planet they're on. They don't know who they are. They don't even know what their mama's name is.
You can't be doing it. No, and then afterwards we had the conversation about it. Yeah. She's like, thank you for that. She and then she tells me how he had been talking to her since they were waiting at the stop. She's like, we got on together and he was talking the whole time. Yeah. Like the whole time.
See, look, I don't mind striking up a conversation. Yeah. On the side, like when you're waiting for a bus and you can see the visible number of delay. Right. And like your phone's gonna die and like I can't drill myself into my phone anymore. Yeah. This person also looks like they're kind of bored. Right. So I'm like, it's wonderful weather we're having today.
Yeah. No, I offer a sarcastic comment.
Same.
Like that's the best. Like that's a sarcastic.
Especially when it's raining out and it's dark and, and it feels
look,
gross outside. I'm like, it's wonderful weather.
Here's the thing with the sarcastic comment. I've come to realize that it works for some people, and for others, it throws them off, and they take it literally. Like I mean it. And then I'm like, okay, we're clearly not gonna have a conversation. Yeah.
If you can't match my sarcasm, I can't deal with you.
And this has happened before. Like, you've seen me in the line. Yeah. Like when we're at restaurants, like we're waiting for stuff, and something happens. I'll offer a sarcastic comment. Yeah. And then it's just the reciprocation, and then you're like,
I mean, we do that a lot, though. Yeah. See, because we have a thing we call podcast mode. Yeah. Where we're able to pull out anything from anywhere.
Just
out of nowhere, and probably like turn it into something somewhat funny. Yeah. at least somewhat funny.
Obviously.
And we've caught people as we're walking in the streets, because sometimes it turns on. Yeah. It's just like we spend so much time doing this, it turns on.
It's a skill.
And our voices get louder.
Yeah.
You know, we start enunciating a little bit better.
Obviously.
Besides the little like high pitched voice I use for comedic relief.
Comedic relief.
Well, yeah, but there's times where we're just like walking downstairs, right, like from somewhere, and then we say a comment, or on an escalator we say something, and the person's like chuckles on the way back up, and I'm like, hey, you got it. Yeah. And so I'm thoroughly impressed when I can make a reference to a movie. Yeah. And the person picks it up. Right. That's when I'm impressed. I'm like, oh,
you know what impresses me though?
What?
The movie reference isn't what impresses me. What impresses me is when you make a reference from a movie, that is to another movie, and then the person laughs. Yeah. Because that means that they saw 2 movies to understand that one reference.
That means I could be that guy's best friend.
You know, it's like just layered in, right? Yeah. So, and obviously, you know, most people get it. Yeah. But they're just dope.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people. I specifically love making comments when people hold the door for me. Oh, and they hold the door early.
Right, yeah.
And I've literally stopped in my tracks, stared them down, and like, you're really gonna make me do the shimmy run, aren't you?
Well, the other thing, normally makes the person chuckle. Okay, the situations with like the bus, before, like, I feel like they used to happen a lot more than they do now, because now, once you're on the train, it's a little different. Like,
I mean, you have to be on busy hours for the train to be truly full. Right. When you're on the bus, you're more likely to have a more crowded spacing.
Right. I remember this one time. Yeah. I was on, because before the train, there was like, you know, multiple routes that would take you to the college and stuff. So I would bus to the college, and there was this one bus in particular, the route. It doesn't matter what hour of day it was just always full. From one end of the city to the other end of the city. Yes. This bus route would run, right? So it was always full, like never not full. And I remember this one time, this girl, she got on and she was standing. There was still a lot of space left. And all of a sudden, like, we stop at a bus station, and then like half the bus station tried to cram onto the bus. Anyway, so all the people get on the bus. Yes. And then she turned, all of a sudden I hear someone yell, "Don't touch me." And it's this lady, and then this guy goes, "I'm sorry, miss, but like there's like no room." Yeah. Like there's there's no way I'm not going to. Yeah. Like it's impossible. And she's like, "Don't even look in my direction." And then the bus driver.
I don't like people like that.
Wait. This is great. It's crowded. This is where it gets interesting, right? And then the bus driver stops the bus. Like we're not even at a station. Like a stop. He just stops the bus, and he goes, "What's going on?" And then the lady's like, "Oh, you know, he touched you, whatever." He's like, "Get off the bus." He doesn't even let her finish. Like, he's just like, "Get off the bus." And she goes, "What? Get off the bus and wait for the next bus. If you have an issue with whatever's going on right now, everyone here is cramped." Yeah. He's like, "You're not the only one. Yeah. If you have an issue, just get off the bus. Wait for the next one. But I can assure you, the next one will probably be more full than this one." Yeah. And so she got quiet. Yeah. And then he took off. And see, like a couple of stops later, she got off. But it's interesting that sometimes the bus driver, if he's very authoritative, he can do that. But some are like
timid, quiet. Like, okay, take it easy back there. Yeah. I gotta get it to the next stop. Get these people out of here. Yeah. Like, there's bus drivers like that, and then there's someone like, "Get out of the bus." Yeah. And then there's some that feel like they have such high like regard and stuff like that, that they're like, "You didn't say thank you." It's a public service that I paid for.
I pay your wage. They put on my taxes.
No, like I don't feel like you deserve a thank you. Yeah. Because like you went out of your way to say thank you. Right. I normally say thank you once I've reached the yellow line. Right. You know how there's like a yellow line before you get off? Mm-hmm. I normally say it before then.
Actually, I have a funny story. Yeah. So you know how there's an area on the bus where there's seats facing each other? Yeah. Okay, so this one time I fell asleep. Yes. Like I'm passed out. Yes. I opened my eyes, and someone I know is sitting right in front of me.
Oh, I love.
Who used to work for me? Who used to work with me? Yeah. Not for me. He used to work with me.
You had employees.
No, I used to work with me. Anyway.
And when wasn't I informed?
Anyway, I open my eyes and I go, "Oh hey," and she goes, "Hey," and I go, "How long have you been sitting there?" And she goes, for probably the last 20 minutes. So you mean to tell me you sat here and watched me sleep for the past 20 minutes and didn't say a word? She's like, you look so peaceful. I didn't want to disturb. And I'm like,
I've had this conversation with someone before about how if I tell you I'm going to wake you and I know you actually have something to do, I will wake you.
Right.
But if I know you have absolutely nothing to do, I'll give you more extra time, but it's not like I'm going to give you like another hour or like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's excessive.
Yeah.
I give you 5.
Well, it was a 40-minute bus ride.
Okay, that's excessive. I give you 5. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I will wake you because you asked me.
But I didn't ask.
No. See, no, but like in my circumstance,
yeah.
If you ask me to wake you,
right,
I will wake you.
Yeah.
Because some people, I hate when I go to sleep and I'm like, wake me in this time. And then they don't wake me. It's happened a couple of times when you've done this to me.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I'm going to go take a nap. I'm not setting an alarm because I'm in a comfy position.
Yeah.
Wake me up at this time. Yeah. And you're like, I go to sleep at like 3 and you're like, it's 5. And I'm like, what? I told you I was going to take a 20-minute nap.
Yeah.
And I feel so betrayed.
Well, no, it's just because I know what it's like to be in college.
Yeah.
And I know you need to sleep because I know you're not going to get it.
But I need to do stuff.
I know, but still, I'd rather you sleep.
I'd rather me do the work and not lose marks.
But if you're tired, I mean, like, also, you're
See,
like...
if I'm asking you...
Look, but you're way ahead of the game.
Listen. But if I'm asking you...
Yes.
For a reason. Yes. I'm telling you for a reason. Yes. The amount and the duration
right.
that I want to sleep, I hope you respect it.
Sometimes.
See, this is the problem. Do you guys notice this?
No.
Do you guys see this happen to you? Let us know in the comments down below.
What was I saying? Right. Yes. So I proceed to be like, okay, next time just wake me up. And she goes, I can't do that. And I go, why? She's like, I don't know like what the
what the method is for waking someone
for waking you up. I'm like, just like nudge me on the shoulder or something.
You know what I do?
Yeah.
When I sit beside someone across from someone that I know.
Okay, whoa.
That's what I do.
That's a bit aggressive.
It is aggressive, but normally the first one works. If the second one doesn't work, I give up.
Okay.
I sit somewhere else. I don't like this direct contact.
No. So anyway, I go, you know what? It's because like if I'm that tired, I need to be woken up. Like, because if I miss my stop or whatever.
Okay, yeah, like I get that.
Right.
But if you fell asleep, you made your choice.
I didn't.
You have set your own fate.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, as I've gotten older, I find it hard to fall asleep in a moving vehicle.
See, I've had people literally say I have a superpower. Because one time I was busing home.
Right.
There's 2 stops I make. Only 2. One on the bus, one on the train.
Right.
I got on the bus. The guy across from me is just like, hey. Because I didn't know him.
Yeah.
But the bus was somewhat empty. He's like, hey. I'm like, hey. So I sit down. Pass out. I barely touched the seat and I'm already out.
Of course.
Okay. I wake up literally seconds before the bus stops. And he's just like, you were literally snoring like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
How did you know the bus was coming? Like the bus was like, we were at our stop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. It's like some kind of sixth sense. We get off. We get on the train.
Yeah.
I fall asleep again.
Unbelievable.
At the place that I need to get off.
Yeah.
I wake up.
Right.
And in the train, there isn't normally like there's an announcement.
Yeah.
But it announces the end of the bus of like the train stop.
Right.
So it doesn't really announce where you are.
Right.
So I just woke up precisely when I needed to get up.
Yeah.
And he's just like, man, is this like some kind of superpower like you got? And I'm like, I don't know. So I get up and he gets off too. And he's just like, really? Like, this man was just like losing it. He's just like, I wish I had that ability.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, and I wish I had the confidence to fall asleep on public transit.
It's not about public transit. No, I remember I met a guy who's like, what's the other one? It's not narcoleptic. It's no, when you like fall asleep everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, I met a guy who he was on public transit and he kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
And he would wake himself up and he'd be like shake his head and he'd be, and then like a couple seconds later fall asleep again. I'm like, man,
yeah.
Like that guy's exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen a man.
See, if I saw someone do that in front of me, I'd throw it in their face.
No, because he's falling asleep, waking up, and then I remember I was like, I should probably go, tell him or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I go, hey, sir, you okay? And he goes, yeah, he's like, I'm on my way to the doctor. He's like, and he tells me how he has this condition.
Yeah.
He's like, and I need my medication. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, oh, and you're fighting to stay. And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, how many stops you got left? And he looks up and he's like, I got 10 more stops. And then I'm like, I got 2. Good luck.
Oh man.
And he like, I got off and the guy just, I hope
he was on his way.
I hope he made.
Hopefully he didn't sleep through the whole bus ride.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you run into these sorts of people who they're really going through it, you know?
Yeah. I've had instances where I've seen like people straight up like almost die just like sitting there. I've heard someone like borderline scream and they were perfectly fine right after. But whatever they were dreaming, they were going to die. Like I'm almost certain they were on the brink.
They were like on
the cliff. They were dead silent, head down. Ah! And that was it. They're up. They scared themselves awake.
You know, sometimes like you used to have that problem. You used to do that too.
Yeah.
You'd fall asleep in the car.
Yeah.
And then your own snoring would wake you up.
Oh yeah, that's a real issue. I gotta tell you, because I get famished in my sleep. I will chew in my sleep. I will admit that. I also
that's unbelievable.
No, and it's just like every like 20 minutes or so. just to bug them.
No sense.
Anyways, yeah. So I do that. I tend to do that. I also used to have dreams where I'm falling.
Right.
And I wake up right before I splat, and that's it.
Don't like those dreams.
Yeah, and there's also people who there's a saying that people say that if you have a dream that you're falling, it's that an angel is coming down to grab your soul. They accidentally just dropped you, and that's why you woke up.
Right. That's a terrifying.
That's terrifying.
That's a terrifying thought.
Yeah, like I'm picking up your soul. Oh no, you slipped. Oh okay. You know how many dreams like that I had? You know how many times I've escaped death? It's
far
crazy.
Too many to count.
Honestly, I'm like that new John Wick. I've escaped everything.
But you didn't lose a finger.
They don't call me John Wick. They call me Pablo with a wick.
All right. On that note, we should probably wrap up.
Okay, guys. This has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Make sure to share with your grandmother, share with your rooster, share with your donkey, share with your chinchilla, share with everybody and everything you physically can. And we'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace.
Bye.